Hello, Times Crossword, let's go. Married twice, gauges somehow, it's a futile endeavour. Well, I think somehow is an anagram indicator for gauges, and M, the abbreviation for married twice. So an anagram of MM gauges, which means a futile endeavour. Something game. Mugs game. Fantastic. Always good to get one in early. Something spicy. For starters, made by expert. Yeah, this is mace. Mace is a spice, hence something spicy. And for starters tells us to take the initial letter of made by expert by ace. Church is welcoming poor countries' folk. No. One's legendary in performing musical phrases back to front. Nope. Achievement in martial arts. Something to build upon. Not ideally. Gosh, no. I'm surprised. Small figures brought in by top earner. This looks like it begins money something, but I'm not getting the rest of it, but I'll leave that in for the moment. One vessel capsized in curious Scottish loch. Foul play. Well, I wonder if this is funny business. Let me see if this works. I can see that elements of it does. So, one is I, vessel is sub, short for submarine, capsized is a reversal indicator for I and sub, incurious, in funny, and then Scottish loch is Ness. Loch Ness is a lake in Scotland. And then funny business could be foul play. Great, F looks useful. One's legendary in performing musical phrases back to front. I think this is Griffin. So a griffin is a legendary creature. A riff is a musical phrase. So in performing could be on. Musical phrases back to front. Wow, I'm going to have to come back to the explanation of that wordplay because I'm not getting it. I'm not going to dwell on it now because the answer may be wrong. It may be concealed by varnishing edge. Nope. Achievement in martial arts. This is green belt. You have different coloured belts in martial arts, one of which is green. And the green belt is an area of countryside which you're not allowed to build houses on in the UK. Church is welcoming poor countries' folk. Wow. What is this? Church is probably CH or CE. Poor countries. Wow. Maybe Griffin is wrong. Grunting, chew, nuts, awful. Nuts looks like an anagram indicator for grunting, chew. The whole thing means awful. And it begins blank you blank. Wow, the letters look pretty useful. Awful could mean inspiring awe, or it could mean dreadful. Gut-wrenching, it means dreadful. Is that an anagram of grunting chew? Yes, it is. A hair product I'm regularly into. You're never too old unless it's applied. So this surely begins age. A is A. Hair product is gel. I'm regularly into. I'm is I'm. And the regular letters of into, beginning with the first, are I and T. That gives age limit. And if an age limit is applied, then you are too old. Hide, pepper. Yeah, this is a double definition. Pelt. Hide is a pelt, as in the fur of an animal, and to pelt is to pepper. Accuracy is maintained by compass. Nope. Fighter with precipitate manoeuvre ultimately leading to painful episode. This is migraine. Fighter is MiG. A MiG is a fighter aircraft. With precipitate, with rain, and manoeuvre ultimately is the final letter of manoeuvre. That gives migraine, which is a painful episode. Fugitives, fantastic leap across border. Steve, actor, featuring at the end. No. Ending in I, that looks useful. Excuse me from meal, I repeated, interjecting. Bravo. Wow. What could this be? I don't know. Let me come back to the downs. It may be concealed by varnishing edge. Yeah, this is a hidden clue. So the hidden indicator is it may be concealed by, and then in the middle of vanishing or varnishing edge, beginning with the H, we can read hinge. And it in the clue refers to the answer, so a hinge may be concealed by varnishing the edge. Grass up, old lag, getting time inside as such. Grass up could be shop. Old lag. Yeah, this is shoplifter. So to grass up is to shop. Old lag is a lifer, a prisoner serving a life sentence. Getting time inside, getting T inside, the abbreviation for time. That gives shoplifter, which is defined by as such, with as such referring to the surface reading of the clue prior to as such. Former verb is beyond many English. This is past tense. So a past tense is a form of a verb. Beyond is past, many is tens, and English is E. Defender turning to protect area, leading 5-1. 5-1 could be a reference to VI, 5-1 in Roman numerals. So the definition would be defender. No, not getting that, but I feel I'm on the right tracks. Mark seen in the middle of hammock. Yes, wow, what a lovely clue. So mark is a reference to a punctuation mark, and an inverted comma is an exclamation mark, is a punctuation mark rather. And in the middle of hammock, we can see comma reversed or inverted. Fantastic. So back to 11 across. Defender. Turned to protect area, leading 5-1. So depending on whether the turned refers to everything following it, including 5-1, This clue could be SIV, or it could be S blank VI. Blimey, hemmed in by river in both directions. Yeah, I think this is two-way. So blimey is wow, hemmed in by river, hemmed in by Tay. There is a river Tay in Scotland. And that gives two-way, which means in both directions. Go off to collect a small piece of meat. This is roast. Go off is rot. To collect a, and small is S, the clothing abbreviation. That gives roast, which is a piece of meat. Equality. With king usurping power is an uncommon thing. This is rarity. Equality is parity. With king, R, usurping power, P. So parity with P to R gives rarity, which is an uncommon thing. And now our defender is saviour. So, defender is saviour. Turned is sour. When milk turns, it sours. To protect or to include area, A, the abbreviation, leading 5-1, leading VI. Let's come back to the money clue. We have some extra letters. I'm surprised. Small figures brought in. Okay, pausing there. I'm surprised is my, the interjection. Small figure is one, brought into my. So everything from beginning with I'm to in is wordplay for money. By top, by spinner, and that gives money spinner, which is an earner. Fantastic. So all these letters in 2 down look correct, with the possible exception of the I, because I haven't explained Griffin. Church is welcoming. Poor countries, folk. Supposing church was CE, then CE would be welcoming poor. And then the definition would be countries, folk. Wow, not getting that. Let me get rid of the E, and I'll come back to this later, but it's looking grim. Under pressure, worked shifts, say, in potentially dangerous situation. Wow, P and W look useful. Pressure is probably P, the abbreviation. So, worked shifts. Shifts could be an anagram indicator for worked. I was thinking it might begin power. But that's... I think this is powder keg. So, under pressure, P. Worked shifts. Shifts is an anagram indicator for worked. That takes us down to K. And then say is e.g., Latin for example, which means say. And then a powder keg is a potentially dangerous situation. Fugitives. Fantastic leap across border. Well, I want to say this is ephemeral, but I thought ephemeral meant short-lasting, not fugitive. Fantastic looks like an anagram indicator for leap, which is the EP at the beginning, AL at the end. So, anagram of leap across border, across hem, and then Steve actor featuring at the end tells us to take the final letters of Steve and actor. So hem and ER inside an anagram of leap gives ephemeral, which means fugitive. I wonder if fugitive has more than one meaning. Tempus fugit means time is fleeting, so maybe fugitive means short-lived, and certainly that's what ephemeral means. Maybe old farm workers beginning to regret cutting into pipe. I think this is horse. Horses used to work on farms. Beginning to regret is the initial letter of regret. Cutting into pipe, cutting into hose. Accuracy. Realism. Is, maintained by compass, maintained by realm. Maybe compass is one's area of control, and that's what realm is, but I'm a bit shaky on that synonym. Now, bottom left to go, +2 down. Let me do my very quick typo squiz. And I repeat that Griffin may be wrong, but I don't think it is. Great, everything I've put in is what I wanted to put in, so I own it. Crazy fool keeps on grabbing sun. I wonder if this is berserk. Berserk means crazy. Fool is berk, B-E-R-K, keeps or holds on, R-E, Latin for about, which means on, grabbing sun. So it's berk, about, R-E containing S, the abbreviation for sun. That gives berserk, which means crazy. Great, B looks helpful. Caught traffic light, about to change, arriving at curve in road. This is camber. Caught is C, the cricketing abbreviation. Traffic light about to change is amber. These are the traffic lights in the UK, red, amber and green. And amber means the light is about to change to green or red. And that gives camber, which is a curve in the road so that rainwater can go off to the sides. Excuse me. I think this is alibi. An alibi is an excuse. Me from meal means remove me from the word meal. That gives AL. I repeated gives 2 I's. And then we're told to interject bravo. Well, B is bravo in the NATO phonetic alphabet. Hunter erected a place to sleep in. I wonder if this is Nimrod. Nimrod is a famous hunter in the Bible. Erected is a reversal indicator. A place to sleep is dorm, and in is in. Journalist left outside, changed plans. Well, I can see that redesigned fits and works with the definition. So, journalist is ed, short for editor. Left is resigned. Outside, outside ed. That gives redesigned, which means changed plans. So, everything is complete. 18 minutes down, just 2 down to go. Let me first look at 9 across to see if I can explain the wordplay. So we know that G, F and N are correct. Griffin could be griffin as opposed to griffon, but that's the only alternative I'm contemplating. And a griffin is a legendary creature, hence one's legendary is the definition. In performing musical phrases, aha, this O is an I. So performing musical phrases is riffing. Back to front tells us to take the last letter of riffing and put it at the front. So 9 across is correct and explained. But that doesn't change the letters for 2 down. Church is welcoming. Poor country's folk. If the definition was country's folk, this would just refer to the occupants of a country, like Crimeans or Chinese. So it could end EANS. Church. It doesn't begin CE. So it could be H in second place for church. Is could then be I in third place and S at the end. Welcoming poor. Wow. I don't like this. Mean means poor. Country's folks. Wow. I don't think Chimeans is a word, full stop. And I can't think of what country this could refer to. Is there any way this could be an R? So could church be CR? RC, Roman Catholic, but CR? Country, and Crimea is not a country. 21 minutes down, let me get rid of everything. Church is welcoming poor. I quite like mean for poor. So let me just mentally consider this letter in second place. Nothing apart from R and H. Church is welcoming poor. I don't think poor country should be read together. I can't think of any synonym of poor country. Folk. Oh wow, 22 minutes down. What is this? I half feel that it is either Chimeans or Crimeans. CR, Church of Rome. But Crimea is not a country, and it never was. And perhaps country means countryside people as opposed to city people. How else to approach this? Church is. Maybe there's an alternative word for poor. So I'm going to mentally consider this fourth letter. Aha, yes! Wow, fantastic. I didn't think I was going to get this, but Chileans, people who live in Chile. So church is CH, is, I and S, welcoming poor, welcoming lean. That gives Chileans, who are the people of Chile, or Chile's folk. So there we go. Every clue solved, every clue explained, no empty squares. Submit, submit. Hope and pray. No errors. Fantastic. Wow, what a fun puzzle that was. And a bit of a heart-stopper with that final clue. Sometimes you look at a clue, even with lots of letters in, and you just cannot think of how to solve it, because you're so used to the answer sort of popping into your head after a reasonable amount of thought, but that just didn't happen there. And I think lean and mean being so close together in the alphabet and meaning the same thing also contributed to the difficulty. However, when you have clues like that, the satisfaction is all the greater when the penny finally drops. So another superb puzzle from the Times. Many thanks to the setter and the editor for this beautiful puzzle. I hope you enjoyed. Well, no, what's the snitch going to be? How many problems did Chileans cause for other people? I'm just back from a weekend away, so I'm not on top of my game or my articulacy, but I think the snitch for this is going to be in the 80s. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching that solve. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.